Alright folks, we are back at it again with another NFL reaction video. And you know what? Today it is very dark, very gloomy. Some could say the weather is kind of crazy. And in these crazy weather scenarios, I would not want to be playing football. But we're going to see a video today where there are actually literal crazy weather moments. But the games in the NFL just carry on.
But you can't predict the weather. Weather has left it.
See, he's getting a bloody tractor in to shovel it all away. Right, what else do we have besides from snow?
The Great Lakes don't spare anyone. As the Raiders left the dry desert of Las Vegas, they had no clue what they were walking into. It was a wet and wild game against Cleveland. Temperatures opening at 40 degrees. 40 miles per hour wind put...
In the UK, 40 degrees is piping hot. 40 degrees Celsius is what you would get in Spain, them hot European countries. Well, even 40 is a bit of a push, but 40 degrees Fahrenheit would be very cold, because isn't the normal temperature in Fahrenheit over 100? Oh, it's very different though. It's very confusing.
The chill around 20 degrees below freezing. The result, sleeting rain or
so how cold is that
then?
Then?
Click on a new tab. Here's the definition of grapple.
What's that in Celsius?
Snow pellets, basically soft hail. On the opening drive, Raiders kicker Daniel Carlson lined up and booted a perfect 41-yard field goal right down the pipe until it wasn't. The ball took a left turn into the stands.
A little bit windy today.
Away. No Lance Stevenson in sight. The wind never let up.
The wind screwed him over? Oh, referee, that's got to be a foul to the wind then. We can't let that slide.
And the wind kept a Cody Parkey field goal from making it a one-score game.
Just curls
Raiders
away.
Ran as fast as they could out of Cleveland with the 16-6 win. Rain, snow, grapple, oh my. The wind game. There's games where teams had to deal with strong winds. Then there's the wind game. The 49ers and Bears.
I'm sorry, but there's no way, especially some of them American cities, the wind there would be absolutely devastating.
In Soldier Field. The wind took over the game from the jump. It wouldn't matter if it was the starting quarterback, Chicago's Kyle Orton, or the fourth stringer, San Fran's Cody Pickett. Trying to throw a ball was comical. 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts that switched directions on a whim made it impossible to do anything, like keeping hats on or accurately snapping punts. Even the automatic kicker Robbie Gold was no match for the wind, shoving his attempt 30 yards off its spot. Trash flew throughout the stadium. Players couldn't even stand
brutal.
up. San Fran lined up for a 52-yard field
Nothing you can do about that.
It obviously was short.
You gotta sack it off.
A strong gust caught it. Bears corner Nathan Vasher caught the kick over his shoulder and darted to his left before reversing field behind a convoy of Bears blockers. Vasher's return touchdown set the record for the longest play in NFL history at 108 yards. It would be the only big play the
breaking records,
with the Bears winning 17-9. The Leon Lett game.
Right, what happened here?
It would take a rare Dallas snowstorm to bring one of the most blizzard finishes in NFL history. It was a Thanksgiving game like no other. A 5-degree day when the Cowboys faced off against the Dolphins. It set the stage for one of sport's biggest blunders. Up 14-13 with seconds remaining, Miami kicker Pete Stoyanovich lined up for the game-winning 41-yard kick. A Dallas defender knifed through and blocked a piece of the ball. Dallas wins, right? As the ball died harmlessly on the snow, Leon Lett inexplicably tried to dive and save a ball he didn't need to. If he did nothing, the game ends. Instead, Miami would get a new life and a second kick from the 1-yard line they easily booted through.
Why is that though? I don't really understand the rules, so why would he not go for the ball there? On a side note, the Miami Dolphins, I think, have the cleanest looking uniform out of all the teams. Uniform, what's the word? Kits?
Easily booted through.
I like
the
it.
Pickle juice game.
Pickle juice?
Most crazy weather games deal with frigid temperatures and wind, but the 2000 season opener between Dallas and Philly brought on Hades himself. The temperature in Texas Stadium read 109 scorching degrees, the hottest in NFL history. Come to think of it, the Cowboys don't have much luck when it comes to crazy weather games.
So we were just talking about Fahrenheit there. Is 109 really bad then? I thought it was kind of average for the temperature to be over 100 in America. For Fahrenheit? Maybe it's not though. My fault, sorry.
The two teams were even on paper, but there was one X factor that no one accounted for: pickle juice. Philly downed pickle juice before the game, keeping McNabb and the Birds fresh while Dallas cramped under the Texas heat wave. It didn't take long before Philly was taking it to Dallas. As Cowboys dropped like flies, the Eagles soared to a 41-14 dominating win, with over 200 punishing yards on the ground. The Blizzard Bowl.
Sorry, what just happened there? Where does pickle juice come into this?
All that snow, you can see McCoy torching the Lions. An intense snowstorm dropped on the East Coast just an hour before kickoff of a Week 14 matchup between the Eagles and the Lions. 6 inches of snow stopped anybody from cutting, tackling, or even attempting a field goal. The two stars of the game, Eagles running back LaShawn McCoy and Lions receiver Jeremy Ross, combined for 4 50-plus yard TDs. That's simply because the footing was so bad. If you caught the seam, no one was going to tackle you. Trying to juke a defender was a waste of time. Stafford struggled just getting the snaps. Running back,
because you'd be so stiff in the snow.
Complicated routes was a surefire way to slip and fall. The fourth quarter went to the Eagles behind McCoy, who was kicking up snow like a snowplow as he charged into the end zone. It was, honestly, one of the coolest games in recent history.
Okay, fun to watch though, at least.
The 1996 divisional game between the Packers and the 49ers became what every kid dreamed of in his backyard.
Nasty getting all over
Absolute slop fest. It was as glorious as it sounds. Two teams filled with legends of our game slipping and sliding all throughout the mud. Temperatures dipped and rose around near freezing, causing a disgusting slosh of rain and snow, creating a huge tractionless puddle of mud. And it got muddier and muddier as the game went on. The teams combined for 7 turnovers.
See, am I just being a pussy? Saying like, oh, ew, not the mud. I feel like the players wouldn't really care too much.
Desmond Howard. While everyone looked like they were literally stuck in mud, Howard had 3 massive punt returns.
There he goes.
He scored on, and one that led to a Favre touchdown. The field was so muddy, Howard had to start slowing down as he broke the plane of the end zone, slipping as he broke out his signature Heisman pose. The Packers easily took the game 35-14 behind Howard, who would end up being Super Bowl MVP in '96.
I've heard a lot, by the way, about the Green Bay Packers. Are they just one of the notoriously best teams?
The 1981 AFC Championship game found the Chargers and Bengals competing for a shot at the Super Bowl in the coldest wind chill game ever recorded. The negative 59-degree wind chill was especially shocking to the Chargers, who played Miami in 88-degree heat just a week before.
Oh, from the absolute hottest to the absolute coldest?
Wind and cold was so bad, the Bengals elected to kick off both halves and put the wind behind them. It's one of only 8 times that ever happened. The strategy paid off as they led the entire game. Players breathing looked like car exhausts in the winter. Bengals QB Ken Anderson dominated like it was 60 degrees, not 60 below, throwing them to an AFC championship and their first Super Bowl berth.
He still performed.
Fog Bowl.
Fair play.
The beginning of the Fog Bowl was much like any other divisional playoff game, highly contested and entertaining. The Bears led Philly 17-9 at half. When they came back out, neither team could see their opponents. A massive cloud of fog rolled in right on the playing field. Camera crews and announcers, fans in the stands, coaches on the sideline, no one could see the action of the game.
That bad,
Referees announced the down and distance before every snap for the rest of the game. With the thickness of the fog, they halted play before the second half kickoff and asked both teams if they wanted to postpone.
Again, this might be an American thing. We might just not get this kind of fog here, but I've never seen fog that insane, where you're in a void. You can't see anything.
Neither rival budged. It was a grudge match between longtime friends and rivals, Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka. The eerie game continued. Players said it was like entering a new dimension. In the twilight zone, the Bears held on to their lead to beat the Eagles. Without being able to see the guy next to them, they banded together to win 2012. The Tuck Rule game.
Fair enough.
A massive snowstorm covered Foxborough,
the snow
setting
again.
You would need for one obscure rule to change the direction of football.
We love the snow.
And create a dynasty. The upstart Patriots with Tom Brady took on a star-studded Raiders team in the playoffs. The weather changed at the very last second, from just a regular January.
Wait, maybe he changed teams though, and that's another thing, by the way. How often do players transfer from different teams? Is it like soccer where it does happen very often? Or do players generally stay with the one team for a very long time? Or are some of them just jumping from team to team every season? Do they get to send players out on loan for a season? Is that a thing? Where they can, they still belong. Say someone is in the Green Bay Packers, but they're not really getting used, right? There's a lot of players here that are just simply better than them at this stage in their career. So they're like, you're a young guy, we can't play you right now, but let's keep you active. So let's send you on loan to another team that can use you, and you can get your experience in, and you can keep getting better, and you won't just sit there collecting dust and getting worse because you're inactive. Is that a thing?
4 inches of snow coming down in just 2 hours. The result was a game right out of your grandma's favorite snow globe. It was perfect for playoff football.
It looks very nice, though. Imagine this in the Christmas vibes as well. Like,
Brady knocking the ball out for the Raiders to
Christmas
recover
time,
and win,
honey!
or so they thought. The refs reviewed it and stated that because the QB didn't tuck the ball away, it would be ruled an incomplete pass. With newfound life, the Pats would win the game and their first Super Bowl that season. Now, infamously named the Tuck Rule game, the controversial rule is still brought up between fans nearly 20 years later. The Ice Bowl. The Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys met for the 1967 NFL Championship on New Year's Eve in Green Bay. Little did they know they were about to play in the coldest game in NFL history. How cold? At game time, it was negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit with an average wind chill of minus 30.
I have to know what this feels like in the UK. I have to know. So we're going straight to Dr. Google. So that's minus 15... Can you work? Minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. Fuck off. That can't be real. What? I thought it wouldn't even be in the minuses for us. Minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit is still minus 26 degrees Celsius. That can't be safe. That's beyond the freezing point. Beyond. Oh my goodness. I've never felt anything that cold in my life. The worst I've probably felt is like 0 degrees, -1, -2 Celsius. Oh, that's wow.
Degrees Fahrenheit. To put that in perspective, a couple of things happened. The marching band dropped from their pregame and halftime shows when literally 7 of their members were sent to the hospital for hypothermia. The game...
What? See, this is what I'm talking about. This actually is really dangerous. That is really, really dangerous. When you're well into the minuses, like that is actually insane. People are out here just getting hypothermia for just being out there for a bit too long. Oh my god.
Was so frigid, referees refused to use their whistles after the opening kickoff and just yelled loudly when a play...
Yeah, because blowing on a whistle would just hurt.
Cowboys running back Dan Reeves recalls just how bad it was. I got up and my face mask was gone. I didn't know what happened, but I needed to replace my mask. When I got to the sunlight heater, blood started gushing everywhere. A tooth went through my upper lip and didn't bleed. Now that's cold, but that's only half of it. The Packers' state-of-the-art turf heating system kicked the bucket the morning of the game. So not only was it the coldest game ever, moisture on the field froze right on top. A thick sheet of ice replaced the gridiron, and the Packers and Cowboys were now playing football on a hockey rink. The conditions only grew worse as the game went. The sheet of ice growing thicker and the wind chill dropping as shadows cast.
This is the worst one we've seen.
Once holding a 14-0 lead, the Packers were now down 17-14 with just one drive left to three-peat. That led to what became known as The Block, where Jerry Kramer opened a wedge for legendary QB Bart Starr to sneak into. If he failed, time would expire. Starr's in! Starr's in! All 50,000 of the insane Packer backers stormed the icy field and tore down the goalpost. The Ice Bowl set the stage for the NFL rise to
Everyone's still happy for the win, though? But I'm sorry, I can't believe they actually just continued the game there. I cannot believe they continued that. That's so crazy to me. Like, imagine these NFL players didn't even have gloves on and they go to the ground and just touch that ground. You're literally going to become Frozone from The Incredibles. You are. Like, you're going to become Iceman or something. And it just put it in perspective for me when I realised it was minus 26 Celsius. Like, that is so crazy. That truly is the wildest weather game that there would have been ever. Like, it's beyond dangerous. But that is it for some of the craziest weather games. How do you even put that in the words? The wildest NFL games that were played in crazy weather conditions. That's what that was right there. If you have any other suggestions on NFL reaction videos we could do, then leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll pick something for the next video. Alright? If I pick your comment as well, I'll give you a wee shout out. How about that? Okay?